Okay. Good evening, everybody. Today we are having our Zoom the World conversation. It's an unusual time for us. Yes, usually we have these conversations on Wednesdays, but today's Friday. Yeah, but still, yeah, we are with you. I am with you. My name is Anastasiya. So please join our project. Yes, join our conversation. Yes, we're going to have a very interesting one today. Yeah, so I'll be glad to see everyone. Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? How is the weather? How do you like it? Well, last week we were in Spain. And we talked about Valencia, we talked about Alicante. It was a very nice conversation, yes, and I've received some feedback after it, and people liked the conversation. People liked talking about sunny and warm country and cities. And we decided to stay in Spain, but we are traveling today to the island part of Spain. Yes, and we are traveling to the Canary Islands. Yeah, so perfect place, I guess. I've never been there, yes, and when I was getting ready for this conversation, when I was getting ready, I had to look up some information. Yes, so just to be aware what's going on there. Yes, where probably people need to go there, and so on and so forth. Yes, and I was amazed about of how many things, interesting things, a tourist or a person who's moving to the Canary Islands can find there. Amazing, yes. Well, hello, Maxime. Hello, Elena. Yeah, glad to see you in the comments. Yes, guys, please join. Please ask your questions. Comment. Yeah, it is always a pleasure to get your questions. It is always making. It always makes. The flow of the conversation even more interesting. Yeah. Well, today, as I have already mentioned, we are going to the Canary Islands, and we're going to Tenerife, the biggest one. Yes, the biggest of the islands. And our special guest today, his name is Lev. Yes, so he has been living there, and he really enjoys this place. And he has told me that he feels very comfortable there. Yes, it's like it feels like home, maybe. Yes, we'll ask him about that and make sure that it really does feel like home. So I'm going to let him in the conversation, so not to tire with my with only me on the screen. Yeah, so he's already there. So let's invite him. Hello.
Hey.
Hello there. Yes.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, doing good today. Yeah, how are you?
Pretty well. Yeah. Well, how's the weather?
Actually, today and yesterday it was colder than usually, and yeah, I enjoyed Petersburg style and walked under the rain.
Wow.
Yes.
I see. A friend of mine from Spain, she sent me some pictures of hail. Yes, it was hailing today, I guess. Yeah, so the weather is not so nice.
Yeah, but the islands are always different. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like there is this little geography thing here. So sometimes it's raining in one place and it's not in, like, I don't know, 1 kilometer from here, it wouldn't. Yes.
So I've read that there are like about 28 climate zones or something.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true.
Insane. Yeah, so you can just find snow and like hot weather at the same time. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, yes.
Wow, great. Well, we already have some viewers. Yes, I'm glad about that. Yeah,
So
so
cool.
they are all saying hello.
Yeah, hello
Yeah,
everybody. Yes.
yeah,
So
and
nice to be here. Yes.
yeah, and hopefully some more people will be joining us. When I was introducing you, it just hit me. How do people call you there? Like here in Russia, you are Lev, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
and how do they refer to you? Like
They call me Lev here. Yeah, so it's all
okay.
right. Yes, nothing like I experienced in Texas, where I had Leaf, Levy, Levi,
Oh
all
my
sort of names.
goodness.
Yeah, here it's okay. Yeah, they mostly call me Lev. Yes.
Yeah, I remember when I was in the States, they used to call me Anastasiya, Stasia, Stasia,
Right.
Anna, even Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
eh.
Yeah. Or L. Yes, for
Yeah,
me.
and one person called me nasty.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he just couldn't pronounce nasty.
Yeah, yeah.
Nasty.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was hilarious. So yes, Maxime is saying good day, good evening. Yeah. So what's the time difference now? What time is it now?
It's here. It says it's 0, so it's like the 0 point of everything. London time, and
Uh-huh.
Moscow is +3 for us.
Plus
Yes.
three. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
So
I have 2
yeah.
p.m. I have 2
Yeah.
p.m.
Well,
Yeah.
nice. So you are behind us. We're in the
Yeah.
future
Yeah. And
already.
everyone is behind Vladivostok. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, well, I guess, well, I'm expecting a very interesting conversation. I'm expecting to know a lot about Tenerife and the place you live in. What's the name of the city, of the village? I don't know what it is.
Yeah. So it's a town, and it's called El Puertito,
Mm-hmm.
which is like a little port. Little
Uh-huh.
port, yeah. And El Puertito de Guimar, yeah. And that's like a bigger place, which is a little further in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the little port, which is related to that bigger city, is called El Puertito de Guimar, yeah.
Uh-huh, I see. So, well, because when I was Googling for some information, yes, was trying to look smart, yes, while talking to you. Yeah, so I've read about different cities, but mostly in the internet you find some information about the biggest ones, yes.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so okay, and so how do you like it there so far?
Actually, it perfectly suits all my needs. So it's actually, we randomly picked the place we all just loved. In terms of, it's not like the smallest place ever, so it's not like like a very small tiny village. That would be a little complicated with children.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not something big where you need to, take a bus to drive to school or anything like this. Yeah, so it's all walking distance.
Great.
Yes, and it's also very, very, so it's definitely for water people, for ocean people, because there are a lot of opportunities to interact with the ocean. There are
Mm-hmm.
many beaches, wild beaches, and city beaches. And you also have this famous place, which is called El Muelle. And that's like a little pier, and you can just go farther inside the ocean basically, and
Wow.
enjoy the ocean from inside.
Wow,
Yes.
that's great. That sounds
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and people chill there all the time, and there is a whole interesting culture of people jumping from that pier into water.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and that subculture got touched my soul because I'm into breakdancing, and this is very similar, but it's not organized somehow. People just do it because they have that pier, and yes, so it's quite interesting. Yes.
Wow, wow, yes. So, well, sounds entertaining and
Yeah, very
interesting. Yeah, so
entertaining.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, Helena is asking, so how on earth a man comes to understand he has to go to live in such a distant and exotic place? That's an interesting question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, so we wanted to spend some winter months abroad,
Hmm.
or just anywhere where it's warmer. and we ended up going to Tenerife and then randomly picking that place. Yes, because we've heard that the south was way more touristic, and it is. Yes, so the prices there are much higher. And then it's actually also very populated with like Russian people who like to stay among themselves, kind of.
I see. So
Yeah.
like a society, closed society, yes.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And so we didn't want that, but we didn't know what place should we pick. So we picked this, and then we liked it that much that we stayed. Yeah.
So sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like started like an adventure, and
Yes.
well, now you're settled there. So, and I always ask my guests, yes, about some things that you could recommend for people who come to Tenerife for the first time, or maybe some of us can had this experience, yes, already, and where to go, like what should we see, yes, what is there?
Yeah, I would actually, right from the top of my head, I would recommend Mal País de Guimar. So that's this local national park, right close to our house here, actually, right close to the place where we live. And it's just, it's a wasteland. So a little bit of palm trees, a little bit of plants, but mostly wild beaches. Yes, and a lot of tourists come to wander there, and it also has like little mountains. So it's a cool place. Yeah, and also I would recommend to try swimming there too. It's a little more uncomfortable, but if you like different terrains and different challenges, like going into the water and then going out with the waves, and observing the terrain and making it all work, then it's a good thing. Yeah, and local people go there, they swim there. Yes.
So you've mentioned that all your life you somehow have been and are connected with water. Yes, so
Right,
it's just you are the water person, I can say. Yeah.
Right.
So and you personally yourself, yes, do you go like surfing, or what do you do with that?
Yes, I try to go swimming every day. And actually, to my surprise, I discovered that before this trip, I had like almost no idea about swimming styles. Like there are, this everyone knows there are swimming styles like crawl suave, stuff like this. Yeah, so I didn't know anything about that before I came here. And then I decided I have to watch YouTube videos and learn, because I wanted to teach my daughters too. So I kind of got into that and discovered that, it's endless universe. So you can forever study that. Yes. And then, yes, the jumps from that I mentioned before, this is very interesting. Yes. And you always have nice community of people. So once you start jumping, then people join you, and then you have interaction with the local population, because everyone likes that. And grown-ups to children, huge people, tiny people, everyone likes it. Yeah, so you may just, kind of mess around and exchange ideas non-verbally, just by looking at one another. And yes, we also try, I got this bodyboard. So it's like it's not like when you stand on the board, but it's when you lay on the board.
Yes,
So
I've
it's
seen
kind of
these things.
an easier version. Yeah.
Okay, so sounds nice. Yeah. Well, and besides going to the park, besides going for a swim, so are there any other interesting places, maybe art ventures or something? Yes, I don't know.
Yes, yeah. Of course, it's there. But then, yes, then you go to the capital, probably. Yes, or just to some other cities. There are a couple of cities, they have like cultural life. Yes, with exhibitions.
Have you traveled around the island?
Somewhat, yeah, to some extent, yeah. And it's our second time here, so we kind of knew what's where in terms of geography a little bit. So yeah, last time we traveled a lot, and this time we rented a car and kind of checked everything, and only then settled down completely.
What was like the most impressive thing, like that really amazed you there?
I'd say big waves when it's very powerful. Yes, then it's it's breathtaking. It just it happens naturally. It's very cool to observe and stay nearby. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so the like the strength of water, yes,
Yeah,
to
exactly,
feel it.
exactly.
Yeah, well, as for the beaches, yes, I've read that there are well, different kinds of them. Yes, there is a beach with black sand.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
there is a beach with just white sand brought from Sahara Desert, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
so they brought like more than 300 tons of sand to make it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's really crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, which one is more popular, do you think? The black one or the white one?
I think the white one, yes, down south. So local people, they kind of consider that as being a resort. Yes, and so if you want something more fancy, then you go there. Yes.
I see. Okay.
The white sand. Yeah, and that Sahara thing. There is also a very cool, interesting weather phenomenon here. It's called kalima. It's when the wind takes the sand from Africa, and then everything is kind of I don't know. It's kind of foggy, but with the sand.
I see.
Yeah.
As for the fog, I've read that it actually helps to moisture the ground for the trees, for the plants there, because there are no sources for like the pure water. Is that true?
Yeah. That's very true. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Lena has another question for you. If it's not a secret, what do you do for a living?
I do a lot of stuff. So I'm a freelancer, and I have been a freelancer probably since forever. Yes. So that kind of matched everything what's going on in the world, and my coming here. So nothing changed pretty much for me. It's just now everything is online, and so for me it was kind of like this forever. So nothing changed pretty much. And I do a lot of stuff. So I teach movement and dancing. Yes, like alternative yoga type of stuff, then breakdancing, breaking, and then I also teach German and English. And I'm also into investment and cryptocurrency. I also trade. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, lots of things. Yes.
Yeah.
A wide range, I would say.
Yeah. But they're all kind of connected. Yeah. Even though they may seem they're not.
Yeah, they don't seem really connected. Well, and you mentioned that you teach English and German. So are there any other languages that you speak now already?
I try Spanish, of course. Yeah. So when we just came here, we started like from day one. We started learning Spanish with my daughter, and and then once we stayed, we started to learn even more. Yes.
I see. Yes, that's what you need there. Yes, for
exactly.
sure. For
People
sure.
don't speak English. Yeah, it's not often that you find some person who speaks okay English. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, Helen comments, Bitcoins and you are friends.
Bitcoins, what's up?
And you are friends.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
I'm a friend of that technology. Yeah, it's a good technology. Yeah.
I see. Well, I don't understand anything in that. Well, I've read that Tenerife has this volcano. Yes, Teide.
Right.
Yes, one of the biggest ones on the islands for sure. Yes, and maybe even in Europe or something like that.
Yeah. It's considered like it's significant. Yeah, but we haven't been there yet. Yeah.
Oh, you haven't gone up, yeah?
Yeah. No, not yet. Yeah, because we have like my younger daughter. She's 2.
Too small
So
to go there. Yeah.
probably, yeah, some people do that. And I have a lot of friends, they, they do everything like ice plunging with their babies and everything. But we are kind of like, we are okay. We are mild.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
will take us some time, yes, to
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah, yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And there is also a huge observatory, yes.
Right, right. It's
Mhm.
close to that thing as well. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but the
yes.
sky views are incredible. That's very true. Yes, especially in this town because it's not very big.
Mhm.
So there is not much light, and that's why you can always pretty much observe the sky every night. Yes, and it's very
Yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
it should be, yes, in such a beautiful place. Yeah, so
But some people don't like it. Some people would say that there's nothing to do here,
really.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. They would say like, what would you do here? There is no. There are a lot of people. They say Finland is boring. For example, I know a lot of people who say Finland is boring. Yes, and to my mind, no way. Yeah. Yes.
Well, probably when I can well assume that I'm one of those people who can say that Finland is boring,
Okay.
but only because when we went there, yes, we stayed in a remote place, yes, and
Mhm.
there were no people,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
well,
mhm.
I'm a like I like interacting with people. I
Right.
have to be like in
Mhm,
the crowd, yes,
mhm,
and
mhm,
well, for
mhm,
me, probably it was such an experience that it gave me an impression of
mhm, mhm, mhm,
Finland being
mhm,
so
mhm.
like.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And in terms of community, life here is also pretty cool. So it's like whenever you go somewhere, you always meet a lot of people who know you, and they
Mhm.
kind of, say hi. They're all friendly. They love children. They talk to them, and everyone is happy to teach you some Canary Spanish because it's different from
Mhm.
what's the word? Peninsula Spanish. Yeah. That's what they call it here in Spanish. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so it's different, and they like when children talk this Canary Spanish. They're like, oh, very good.
So
That's the
they
dialect you
appreciate it.
learn.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Well, and what do people do? Like you said, that some people would say that it's like boring, kind of. Yes, but what do usually people do? How do they like get this entertainment, or what are they really into? Like
Mhm,
sports,
mhm.
maybe. Yes.
I guess people who chose this town, they're into ocean life for sure.
Mhm, mhm,
So basically, you would do that, paddle boarding, surfing, diving, whatever you want. If you want to sail, you can go sail. There is a little port in here. Yeah. So basically, that's that. Yeah. So a lot of people, they swim. Then there are a lot of people, kind of like from more elder people, kind of. So they just enjoy staying in the water longer for a longer period of time because it's good
mhm,
for health.
mm.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, I guess people who chose this town, they're into water somehow. Yes, and probably if people need something more in terms of like a lot of restaurants, very vibrant nightlife, then that's not the place to be. Yeah.
I see. So they need to go to the south, yes, of the island,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
something like
south
that.
or the capital, Santa Cruz
Uh-huh,
or La
uh-huh.
Laguna, another big city. Yes, yeah. But I know a lot of people, they may go once a week to Santa Cruz, to the capital, and then return to this place and, be happy here because this is
So
pretty much
they get their vibe there. Yes, they
exactly.
get
Yes.
the
Yes. Yeah.
something that they really needed,
Yeah.
some like
Yeah.
party. Yes, and then they
Yes.
come back, relax. Yes,
Yeah. Exactly.
that's true.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if well, if for example I come to Santa Cruz, yeah. So well, is it like a very vivid city? Is it like a crowded city? What is there for
Mhm.
the tourists to see?
I'd say it's not overcrowded at all. Probably a little smaller than Helsinki, kinda, in terms of
Mhm.
like in the impression it makes. Yes, yeah. So not many people, and yeah, you got a couple of museums, couple of galleries. Then you got a lot of street art too, so that's pretty cool. Yes, and you got a lot of official street art as well, like sculptures.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I think Santa Cruz is even famous for that. They got like some street where they have a lot of sculptures, street art sculptures.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and they're like all weird, interesting shapes. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
That is, that is.
Yeah.
I've read about some park. Well, let me remember its name, Loro Park or
Mhm,
something
mhm,
like that,
mhm.
with the collection of parrots there, like the biggest
Right,
collection
right,
of
right.
parrots.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
Nope, not yet. So we had a lot of plans, but then, the pandemic came. And I personally, I try to stay away from crowded places right now, not because I'm scared, but because I can't breathe with that mask. It's
I
very
see.
exhausting. Yeah. Yeah. So probably if you go somewhere to such a place, you would need to wear the mask all the time just because you respect everyone else, right? And they are right to have the mask on, and that's why I wouldn't go there now. Yes, and I don't think
Mm-hmm.
if they're open, maybe they're open, but only for some like organized visits from like local organizations, like
Mm-hmm.
schools, stuff like this. But I'm not sure. I'm not
So
sure.
is Tenerife like on a lockdown, or how is the situation there with the pandemic?
Right now, no. And the rules here, the regulations here are much softer than elsewhere in Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And this is right because people don't have a lot of cases here, and it seems the life here seems almost the same as it always was.
That's
Yes,
nice.
but during the spring there was this lockdown here, and it was much stricter than what people told me about Russia. So it was
Mm-hmm.
like not 90, 45 days of really strict lockdown. So that's what we've experienced here. Yes. So
Well,
when you have to have an excuse to go out, yes. So if you go to the store, then you better have your bag full of groceries.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, yeah. During the spring, everyone was very scared, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now there are, well, as for Russia, yes, there are like much more cases.
Right.
But well, I guess that everyone is kind of tired.
Oh, sure.
Yes, yeah, and well, people adapt to anything. Yes,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
used to like any
Yeah.
kind of
Right.
stuff. Yeah,
Right.
that's
Right.
why.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I personally know like lots of people who were sick or who are sick
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
yeah.
That's the way it is. Yeah. But we try to, do our little contribution, like teach some free classes. We say we are ready to teach free movement, free English. If someone wants it and can't
Mhm.
afford it, we are ready to teach this for the local community. Yeah,
That's great. That's great.
yeah,
So you mentioned you are a break dancer and like you teach dancing.
yeah.
How well do people dance a lot? Are there in this kind of like subculture communities? So what's going
Mhm.
on about that there?
So people here are very, very creative. You definitely can say that because everyone is kind of, making some music, playing some instrument, dancing a little bit. So it's definitely very, very much, it corresponds to the spirit of the place. Yes. And you get to see that a lot of children and teenagers, they try some moves here and there. Yes, and they have their interest for the subcultures, that's for sure, yes. But at the same time, because they are so close to the ocean and the climate is different, they have a lot of things to do. So they may try to surf, they may try to paddle board, they may try to swim, they may try to jump. So they have a lot of things to do. Whereas, for example, if you want to do something with movement in a northern city, then you would probably pick something of an inside activity, right? So you would probably go to a gym or something like that. And here you got such a nice variety of outdoor activities.
Outdoors, yes.
Yes. That's why I wouldn't say that it's such a big thing here, especially in this place. Yeah. But there is this culture here. Yeah. There are a lot of people who dance. Yeah. And
Oh,
breaking
that's
as
cool.
well. Mm-hmm.
And what are the other styles that people dance there? What are the popular styles?
They got this whole culture from the Caribbean and like Latin America, all this salsa, bachata type of
Oh,
stuff. This
wow.
is very popular too. Yeah, and a lot of people here are actually they're from Venezuela and from Cuba. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So yes, they know how to move.
Yeah. And the people even call it like, I don't know how many islands are there, 7 or 8. So people call Venezuela like the additional island.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
in terms of language and culture, the islands are closer to that region than they are to Spain.
Ah, I
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you
Well,
get to see that in the dialect as well, because the dialect is closer to those regions than it is to Spain. Yes.
okay, that's an interesting fact. I've
Yeah,
known
very
about that.
interesting. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so well, there is a variety of different like swimming activities. There is a variety of dancing styles, yes, for
Right.
anyone, yes.
Yeah.
So maybe breakdance, salsa, bachata, hip hop,
Right,
whatever,
right, right,
yes.
right.
Yeah, well, sounds really well sporty, I would even say, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so people are into sports, right? They keep fit.
Yeah. They do. Yeah, a lot of people run, a lot of people walk. Yes. And
Hmm.
actually, it's said that like life expectancy is like on nice level here on the islands.
Ah,
Yeah, because
okay.
people eat a lot of fish, and they get that vitamin D, which is also good. Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, it's not like it's not like some crazy heat of California or Texas. It's still very, very mild. So I can't even remember a day where I was scared of getting sunburned. It's very mild, yeah. So you have like 3-4 hours a day when it's very hot, but then it's mild, yeah.
Hmm. Like how mild, like in Celsius?
Right now, it's every day it's 20, 19, yeah. So it's
Nice.
like Russian northern summer pretty much right now, yeah.
I see. Well, it sounds really nice and comfortable, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
So,
much. Yeah.
so if you want to go like and get suntan, you can pick this three or
Yeah,
4 hours of hot weather, yes, and then just
exactly. Yes.
and then just relax. Yeah. Well,
Also, a lot of
uh-huh.
people complain that it's very windy here, but there are ways to get around that. There are like little walls out of stones, which people, I don't know who built them, maybe the previous generations, but basically
Somebody who
even
cared about you guys. Yes.
but they're kind of like spread out everywhere. And like if you want to just lay on the beach during a very windy day, you just find that wall and hide yourself behind it.
Yes, hide behind
Yeah.
it. Yeah, well, that sounds, yeah, that somebody really cared about people. Yeah, how about like, yeah, people? People are always very important, yes, to blend
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
yes. Well, how easy is it to become friends with people on the island? How easy is it to get into this community?
Mhm. That's a very good question, and I think it depends on where you are. Like, for example, as I mentioned, Russian South is a different place. Then you got the
Mm-hmm.
big cities, but here everyone is very, very open, and there are a lot of people who are not from here originally. People who somehow decided that they want to live closer to the ocean. So there are a lot of Italians here,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people from Germany. Not that many now because of the pandemic, but there used to be much more. Yeah, many more.
Mm-hmm.
And also, as I told before, Cuban and Venezuelan people. Yes, and Russians, and that's how you get this, and also people from Africa. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how you get this interesting melting pot kind of feeling, and which is very welcoming. So it's okay to be not from here, and I like this. It's a nice, vibrant atmosphere where people talk to one another. At the same time, I should say that people are they love their personal space and
Mm-hmm.
their personal time. So in this sense, it's very close. I'd say close to the U.S. So everyone is friendly and they're ready to help and stuff. But at the same time, you know, they wouldn't spend with you the whole day. You know, you may meet for, I don't know, a cup of tea, cup of coffee, a beer, swim together, but then you part again. It's not like, you know, you are super close with everybody and you stay forever all the time. Yes. But yeah, kind of like this. I would describe it like this. Yeah.
So, and if you really want to get close with people, like you really want to get a close friend there, so well, that will happen eventually, I guess. Yes.
I guess so. Yeah. We get a lot of people who are very eager to help with everything. Like my daughter goes to school here, and a lot of people, they just ask like, how can we help? If you need to translate any document, we can help you. We can help you with Spanish. Yeah, and even with food, a lot of people say, "Oh, do you have problems? Like, do you need food?" And we no, we say we're all right. We got work, but everyone's asking, like, "Do you have food?" Yeah.
Yeah. In case you need some, yeah.
Yeah. And it's also very a common thing here to share a lot of stuff. So people, you may tell to your neighbors, "Oh, I have like, I don't need this. Do you need this?" Yeah, and a lot of people do share, and that's awesome. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yes.
Yeah, that does. And well, you said, you mentioned, yes, having a cup of tea or coffee. Yeah. So do people like going out, like going to the cafe, spend time in restaurants, in the pubs?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. They love this. Yeah. Just maybe just get one beer, but still, you know, sit closer to the beach and just, you know, enjoy that atmosphere of
Hang out, yes, with the
mumbling
others.
something.
I've read about some special coffee. It's called Barakita. Yeah, so it's some kind of coffee with alcohol in it and with some syrup. Have you tried it?
Nope, and I haven't
Yeah.
heard of it. Yeah, but I've heard about another one, cortado. It's when you no, leche. That's a cool one, which we can translate as milk. So it's milk, and then it's also condensed milk.
Wow.
Yeah, and coffee.
How do you tell the difference when you drink it?
I don't know. I guess it's just to make it even sweeter.
I see. Yeah, well, if you just mix it all, yeah, well, you will never know which one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and there was also some information about, well, Spain is well known for its wine, yeah.
Right.
And I've read about the wine that actually came from the islands, from the Canary Islands, the Malvasia wine or something, and that it was even, well, it's from the some ancient times, and Shakespeare even mentioned it in one of his plays, and he was paid with this wine, something like 157 liter or 53 liters of this wine. So for like propaganding it.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah.
Wow, how incredible.
Yeah, so quite famous.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, then I need to tell some wine story too. Like one funny, interesting wine we've tried here was banana wine, and that was actually from Tenerife. Yeah, it was incredible, very delicious. Yes.
Really? So and it really like tasted like banana. What kind of taste?
Well, absolutely awesome. Yeah, like banana wine. Yeah, that was that.
I guess it's sweet. Yes.
Yeah. And yes, wine is not expensive here, so a lot people just drink it. They consider it as just something which comes with food. So during the day, you would drink a little bit. Yeah.
I see. Well, I guess it happens in every part of Spain, no matter like whether you live on the islands or no. Yeah, so
probably, yeah.
On the continent.
And the quality is very good. Yeah, that's why, you know, people just have some white wine if in case they eat fish, and some red wine in case they eat pasta, and it's just ready there in in their closet.
Are there any particular like dishes that you would recommend for me or for anybody who comes to Tenerife to try? Just must try.
There is this interesting tradition with there is this thing gofio, and I would have problems explaining all this vocabulary in English. So it's basically it's corn. So it's like some corn flour powder. Yes, and it's roasted, and it's roasted. And it's a very Canary thing to add that powder, that flour, roasted flour, everywhere. Yes. So you may even add it to milk, and then it's like you eat a cookie and sip milk. So it's like interesting mixture. And if you want to make your soup more thicker, then you add that gofio to the soup as well. Yes. So basically that's a very Canary thing, and people add it everywhere. And yes, yeah. And
how do you spell it? Like how do you spell it? This thing.
Gofio, gofio. Yeah.
Gofio. Oh, I should remember that one. Yeah, we'll ask our viewers about this one after the conversation is over. Like, hey guys, were you attentive enough? Did you hear this? Yeah. Well, so kind of a quiz. Yes, get ready for the quiz, guys. Well, anything else? Any other like fish dishes? Maybe because like you're very close to water, yes, and maybe there are some...
Yeah, a lot of fish. Yeah, a lot of fish. Yeah, and actually, it's also cool to see how people, they interact inside the community and trade and exchange. And for me as a trader, like I trade cryptocurrency. For me, it's very interesting to see a free market. So like one day you get to see some people, they go somewhere and then they return with fish, and then they just, sell that fish to the restaurants, to the local restaurants. And if you feel like buying, you may also ask them, and they may sell some fish to you as well. And then you get to see some people traded vegetables for the fish. Yes, so you get to see a lot of interesting stuff going on, right?
Yeah, well, interesting, and I would say surprising even. Well, so we've discussed food. Yes, we've discussed drinks. Yeah, so maybe there are some more interesting dishes or drinks that come up into your head. Well, just stop me and say, "Oh, I remembered."
Cool. Yeah, okay. I'll mention it if something hits me. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as for entertainment itself, yeah, so I got it that there are like people are more into active active entertainment, yes, activities connected with water, yes, in the place where you live, yes, especially. Are there any like chances for those who are into, I don't know, theaters, yes, movies, to go somewhere?
Yeah, I guess the bigger cities. Yeah, the bigger cities. Yeah.
Okay, not in the small ones though.
No. But actually, for example, on Halloween, they had a very, very nice thing for children. So there is this little square inside the park here in our town, and they made a street cinema there. And yeah, and that was absolutely great. So children experienced this interesting street cinema with some spooky little Halloween stuff right there. And everyone who went there, they got like little presents for free from the community. Yes. Wow. And you actually get to see that life here is very, very social. So people, for example, every kid here has the right to go to school, no matter of your nationality. Yes, and there are a lot of things like this. So you can go to libraries, so it's very, very open, and you get to see that it's very social. Yes.
Okay. And do people go to libraries?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, really? Yeah, because
we go to every now and then. Yeah.
I believe that, well, nowadays, at least here, what I see in my city, well, people do go to the libraries, but not so many. Yes. Well, there is this tendency, yes, to read online, yes, to just purchase some books online and read them online, or not read at all,
Yeah, this
unfortunately.
is true. Yeah, but we go there for the daughters because for them it's it's a different experience to
Of course, of
yeah,
course.
see the pictures, open, touch stuff. Yeah, yeah. So I guess like that segment is going to stay forever offline, like children
Yeah,
books. Yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah.
yes, it stays there. So you mentioned Halloween, and I remembered, well, Christmas is coming, yes, and are people getting ready for Christmas?
Yeah, and it's so funny. Yeah, so they have this like pictures of snow, Santa and stuff, and it's absolutely not corresponding to the vibration here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks pretty funny. Yeah, and most of the people, they have never seen snow. Yeah, so yeah.
I see. And how are the celebration like? What do people do to celebrate Christmas? Is it the
We'll
same?
see.
Like,
We'll see. Yeah.
oh, you haven't experienced it yet there.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yes,
going to
I
be our
see.
first, yeah, Canary Christmas, yes. But at the same time, what people say that there are additional holidays out here, like some traditional local holidays, which are somehow related to religion. But at the same time, you get to see a lot of some ocean mysticism coming into that life sphere as well. Which are celebrated more broadly than traditional holidays. And so, for example, people believe that at some point they need to have some statue on the boat, and that boat should go from one city to another, symbolizing some prophecy at some point. So, yes, stuff like this. Yeah, and people celebrate that very, very broadly here. Yes.
Wow. Yeah. So something really interesting. Yeah. I've read about some festival. Agatha Christie Festival or something that is also celebrated on the islands. I'm not sure if it's actually if it happens on. Well, I think it happens on Tenerife. Yeah. So because Agatha Christie, she spent some time. Don't remember which city it was, but she spent she first of all she disappeared for some time and
Okay.
nobody knew where she was. Yes, and then she appeared
Classic.
in in Tenerife, and she had her like rehab there. Yes, so with her daughter, she spent some time there with her daughter, and people thought that yes, it was kind of her specific move, yes, to attract attention, and now they have this festival devoted to her or something.
Actually, cool stories, very cool stories, and so cool that you brought them up. And actually, it's people say that a lot of people, they came accidentally to the islands and they couldn't leave. And and actually, we see a lot of those examples. And actually, it's true for like from back in the days, because like back in the days, that was a middle point for the people who were traveling from Europe to Latin America and America. Yeah, so a lot of them, they stayed for some short time on Canary Islands, and many of them, they didn't go anymore. Yeah, so it's like, you know, this middle point. So if you sail from Spain all the way across the ocean, a lot of people stopped here and they decided to stay. Yes.
I see. Well, well, as far as I know, well, Tenerife and the Canary Islands, they have always been connected with the pirates. Yeah. So there are so many legends about the pirates, and there is this tunnel, yeah, the cave tunnel, quite a long one, about 17 kilometers. Yes, and the legends say that there are so many boxes with treasures there. And,
All right,
yes.
all right, all right. Yeah, actually, I have recently seen a video of someone was flying a little drone inside those tunnels, and I think he mentioned some like couple of theories where they may come from. Yeah, like the tunnels. And actually, people, there is a lot of interesting symbols of like some, and people like to kind of speculate a little bit about some mystic ancient civilizations
Of
here.
course, yes. So.
Because they had this, the previous, the tribes, the indigenous people of Canary Islands, they were Guanche, and they're not there anymore. But they were very mysterious because they had blue eyes, they were very tall, and no one knew where they who
Came
are
from,
they? Yeah. But still nowadays, like according to some scientific studies, it's like almost 35 to 40% of genes in all Canary females are of Guanche.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and
they
only
should
15
be
for men, and only 15 for men.
okay.
Yeah.
Why did
I
women
don't
just
know.
obtain
Yeah, I don't
more?
know. Yeah. And
They were
here,
greedy.
near this Gumar, we have it's also very famous attraction. It's called pyramides. Yeah, that's the stress. Yeah, they use pyramides of Gumar. So it's like some ancient Aztec type pyramids which are there, and people kind of discuss where's this from. Is it similar to Latin American pyramids or Egyptian, or what is this all about? Yeah, but some people say it's just someone wanted to construct something, and just local farmers did it not that long time ago. And but there was some famous Norwegian researcher. I think probably people know that name, something Tour something. So he created that theory that this is all connected to ancient civilizations, and he was a big proponent of those pyramids being ancent. Yes.
Okay.
And you get to see people here are crazy about pyramids. For some reason, you get to see the sign, like this pyramid sign everywhere. So everyone loves the sign. Yes. And the all-seeing eye, like on the dollar. So you get to see that a lot here for some reason. A lot of tattoos. People have tattoos all over the place with pyramids, eyes. And any logo you take, even police, like property selling, anything you get to see here, they have those pyramids.
Oh, wow.
And actually it makes sense, because if you look at the skyline during the night, you get to see that the terrain is very much like this. It's like a lot of small mountains, and they form this interesting pyramid skyline. So this symbol appears a lot here. And people love it.
Well, that's nice. That's interesting. Yes.
Very interesting. Yes.
And as well, you mentioned this thing, and I remembered. We have already talked about the observatory. Yes, this big one, and as far as I know, one of some scientist, he discovered a bunch of stars or something like that, and they called it Tenerife stars.
Oh, wow.
Because it was seen. The stars were seen, yes, from this observatory.
Oh, wow! So cool.
Yes, and the guitarist, the guitar player from Queen. He was writing his thesis. He started writing his thesis there, but then he dropped science, yes, and he started he got into music, yes, and had his musical career, yes. So, but then he actually came back, and if I know it right, yes, he finished his thesis there.
Okay.
So, quite a famous place.
Yeah. So cool. Yeah, actually, I learned so much inspirational stuff from you today. Great. And it absolutely fits into my picture of the place. So it's like it all corresponds. Yes.
So now you have probably more places on your list to go.
And just interesting facts. I would love to research and dive deeper into them. That's absolutely true. And that's what I do every now and then. I just in the evening, my additional Spanish, I learn Spanish with tutors and just with people on the street, but also just during the evening I would go to YouTube and just search for Canary Spanish or Canary, and then to practice dialect, because the dialect is very different. Yes. And I would just discover a lot of interesting things just from like local cities and interesting stuff where people just, wander and take their camera with them and tell stories. Very interesting. Yes.
I see. Are there any drawbacks? Like, are there any things that you like, well, find weird, or maybe you don't even like them? Yeah. So anything that just.
That's a good question. Yeah, a lot of people complain about, and I think a lot of people complain about this mañana syndrome, like for the whole Spain, probably not only Canary.
Mhm.
So it's this thing when this phenomenon when it's very hard to get things done.
Well, I
Yes,
guess it's like manana syndrome. It's this should be used, like this term should be used for all the countries.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
But here it's like they've taken it to a new level.
Ah, I see. Okay, like it's Monday, or I will do
Yes,
it on
yes, yes, yes,
Tuesday and then
yes.
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we are from Petersburg originally, and for us, it's a little bit different type of flow and rhythm,
Mhm.
and a little bit different attitude towards like business and stuff.
Mhm.
So I like when it's appointed. I like when it's going to happen.
And it has
Yes.
a deadline and it should be done. Yeah.
Kinda, yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Mhm.
I like when people say, okay, let's do it, then we do it, or they just say, let's not do it. And sometimes here you have to kind of read between the lines. And
Mhm.
sometimes you may guess, okay, that seems that it's not going to happen.
Like it's a no, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. And very often, like emails and WhatsApp, sometimes they don't function. So even like examples when I want to buy something, I'm not
Mhm.
selling, I want to buy myself. Like for
Mhm.
example, we wanted to rent a place, and the local agency, they were pretty slow with their replies. So they didn't care, even though there aren't many tourists right now.
Mhm.
It seems like people, they don't care. Yes.
Mhm.
And I had to just walk there to the office and, just show up and say, hello, I'm here. I'm ready to pay. Here's my money. Let me pay.
Yeah, like hey.
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's kind of, that's a little
So it,
different. Yeah.
yeah, kind of like laid back attitude. Yes.
Yes, very much. Yeah, 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 yeah. And there is even a special Canary term, and it's called aplatanado, which comes from, it's an adjective which comes from banana.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's like, you're bananized. I don't know.
So that's the kind of strange, yes. So association, yeah.
Yes, 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 because they grow bananas here, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, and people are happy, banana, you eat a banana, and you're a happy person.
So just relax and eat your banana. Yes,
Kinda,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
approach. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when you're done, we'll talk about that.
Right, right, right. And it's also, it's very interesting to see how people don't put down the prices for renting the apartments. They
Hmm.
don't have clients, but the prices don't go down.
Mm, okay,
They don't care. It's like, okay, let it stay.
I see.
So it's
Is it hard? Is it hard? Sorry, to get a job?
Yes, so that's like one drawback. Yeah,
Hmm.
people complain about this too. Like it's hard to find like an offline job here. Yes,
Hmm.
but it was not our case because yeah, I work online and yeah, but yeah, people complain about that. Yes, so they say it's pretty hard to find a job here. Yes. Mhm.
And like, in what spheres could a person find a job? Like in a supermarket, in school?
Yes, yes, that thing, and there used to be a lot of stuff with tourism, but now
Yeah.
it's
Well.
yeah, now it's kind of on the verge of starvation.
Hmm.
Yes, and yes, so but yeah, people work normal jobs like farms, factories. Yes, yeah,
So there is
but
farming. There is farming.
yeah, yeah, farming is present here. Yeah, so and it's very popular. You get to see that little sign like produced here, and people try to buy that. Yes, yeah.
So they
There is
try to
this
support
yeah,
the locals.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, 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 yeah. And the local spirit is very it's present. So you have the local flag, then you have the local dialect, and people consider themselves as something else. They sometimes they even have like like some little bad word to call all the other Spanish people. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Shall we tell this word or no?
Yeah. My neighbors, they taught me. It's called godo. And yeah, I don't know what's like, what does that mean? Yeah, something, I think something related to Gothic. Yeah, maybe because I don't know, maybe they have like Gothic cathedrals somewhere in Europe, like according to this, yeah, imagination, yeah, the local consciousness imagination, yeah. So yes, yeah, very interesting. So people consider themselves as, being
like a separate, yes,
yeah.
kind of country even,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah,
because you've got your own flag. If well, if I'm not mistaken, there are flags like for every island or something.
Yeah, and the names, yes, yeah, the shapes, yes, a lot of local symbolism, yeah, it's there, yeah.
And the like the United flag for the Canary Islands, it looks like Swedish one.
I think it has like blue, yellow,
Blue?
white, something, yeah, and then it has the writing ocean on top of it.
Okay.
I like it.
I haven't seen this one. Yeah, so I just saw this cross lines and with some emblem, some symbol.
Yeah, that one
in the
exists as
middle.
well. Yeah. But
Yeah, because
the one with the writing ocean on it is this one is very famous here. Yes.
I see. Because when I was looking like for emoji flag, yes, to put in the announcement of our conversation, yes, I couldn't find one. Yes, so just the Spanish one. So I put it next to Spain and Tenerife.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, food, sports, entertainment,
Language,
yeah, so many things there. One more question: how do people dress? Like, we have discussed this thing, yes, with most of my guests, and in some countries it is okay just to wear casual. Yes, for the others it's really nice to dress up. Yes, so what is the attitude for fashion?
Very interesting, and I guess it depends a lot, like where again. So for example, my family, they went to the capital one day and they said, oh, this was like Nevsky Prospect, and they said they were like even tired of it because everyone was so dressed up and fancy, and then they said we were so happy to return back to the town and feel relaxed again. So yeah, people just dress normally, and I would say like showing off is not that popular here at all. Like even if you look like at the cars people drive. So, in Petersburg, it's so important for every person, to drive a fancy car. And here the level like of an average car is much lower in terms of price than in Petersburg. And you just see that people, they live on the first line with the ocean. So it's a beautiful apartment with a crazy sea view, but they drive a simple car. So it's, it's a very interesting combination of different values, kind of. And but at the same time dressing up like you got this little street, the promenade near the sea. People dress up there, especially on Friday night, Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, people dress up there. Yeah. And it's pretty cool to also walk that promenade. And as a street dancer, I would sometimes do a little solo and dance a little bit just for fun. Yeah.
So maybe start some jam, yes.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, go with my little speaker, play some music. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, as
That's
a little
awesome.
and entertainment and some sharing with everybody.
Yeah. Well. How do people react?
Oh, very positive. Yeah, very positive. Yes.
So that's awesome. That's really awesome. So it seems that your life there is going pretty well so far, and hopefully it will be even better when all the pandemic goes away. Yes, and well, there probably will be even more opportunities. Yes, to travel, to see more. Yes, to explore the islands. Maybe not just Tenerife, but the other ones too.
Oh yeah, that's my dream. Yeah. Because we get to see the other island, La Palma, from here. Like when it's not cloudy, you get to see the other island. Yeah, and you get to see how ferries go there. And yeah, that's definitely one of my dreams to go and see it from the other side.
Well, yes. Well, I'm sure the time will come. Yes, quite soon. Yeah, and you will fulfill the dream you have. Well, that's great. That's great. So thank you. I guess we will be finishing now. Yes, we could continue. Yes, we could go on because, well, there are so many interesting things. Yes, and there is always something to discuss. Yes, and well, to learn something new. I'm glad that I had some like pieces of information that well were good for you. Also
Yeah,
some
absolutely.
use.
Yeah.
Well, it's useful. Maxime says thank you. Yes, thank you for seeing. Yes, for looking at our faces for the whole hour.
Yeah. Thanks to all the audience for who who came over and checked this out. Yeah, and thanks a lot for organizing the show. Yeah, it was my pleasure to be on. Yeah.
That's
Yes.
great. Well, hopefully, when you have even more experiences about the, I don't know, about the holidays, yes, we could do
Yeah.
it again and, well, talk about holidays in particular or about some other stuff. Well, that would be really awesome.
Oh, sure. Always my pleasure. Yeah, that's a great show. Yeah, and thanks a lot for inviting. Yeah.
Thanks for being with us. Thanks for sharing all the information that you have shared. And well, that's a very, I think personally, yes, that's kind of exciting, but at the same time scary to find yourself in another country, on another, like even like on an island. Yes, in your case, yes, and to learn everything about the culture, about the like people there, about the peculiarities of traditions and stuff like that. So that's really great, really great. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it's not my first experience living abroad for a longer period of time
Yeah,
and learning a language. Yeah, I did the same with Germany. Yeah, and
with the
then the
States,
US.
yes. Okay, so well, great. So I always like admire and I get inspired by people who do that. Yes, who travel a lot, who stay in different countries for quite a long period of time. Yes, well, adjusting to these countries, learning from people who live there, and maybe giving something to these people. Yes, so that's well, impressive. Yeah. Well,
Thank
oh,
you so much.
hello. Yeah, she was like, oh, who's that? Well, yeah. Maxim is saying that in Gachina we also dance bachata and salsa in salsa tone. Yes, that's true.
Yeah. I have
Well,
much love and much respect for Gachina. Gachina is such an incredible cultural center. Yeah, a lot of culture there.
oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, it will be pleasant for our viewers to see and to hear that. Well, thank you. Have a nice day. Yes, it's already 6 here. Yes, yeah, but you are somewhere in the middle of the day. Yeah, so yeah, I hope you'll have a really nice second part of the day.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye. Okay. So, hello. Okay. Okay, so, well, guys, thank you. Thank you for watching this conversation. Thank you, Lev, again for everything that you've shared with us. Yes, Tenerife seems a very, very interesting place, a beautiful place. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, Jana, I don't know why he was wearing a hat, because he has already left the conversation, but maybe he will reply to your comment, yeah, later. So I will see you next week. Stay tuned, see our announcements in the community, yes, and we'll let you know where we are traveling next time. Yeah, so was happy to be with you, and good luck and have a nice weekend. Yes, the weekend is coming. So goodbye, bye, guys.